busy looking at this Psalm 143, and it really caught my attention. David is in a place where he's been looked for by Saul and Absalom. They are chasing him, and he has to go into hiding. And this is the psalm that he wrote when he's basically in a place of depression. And he says, "Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplication, and in your faithfulness answer me, and in your righteousness do not enter into judgment with your servant. For in your sight no one living is righteous." And the first thing that David says is, "Lord, listen to my prayer." But then he also comes and he says, "But you are faithful and you are righteous, God." And he gives God the honor for being faithful and for being righteous. And then he comes and he says basically what we all know, that none of us are righteous. Then he goes on to say in verse 3, "For the enemy has persecuted my soul. He has crushed my life to the ground. He has made me dwell in darkness like those who have been long dead." How many people feel like this? They feel in a place where they are in darkness, where there is nothing more to live for. They are basically just fallen into a pit of darkness. And David is exactly in the same place at this stage. Then he comes, he says in verse 4, "Therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed." Then verse 5 comes a change, and he says, "I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I muse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you." Isn't this awesome how David comes and he says, even though I am in this place where there's darkness and where I really feel down and out, Lord, I remember the things of old. I think on the things that you have done for me. And basically to me it just says that he comes and he changes his thoughts. He comes and he takes control of his thoughts and he says, "But even though I'm in this dark place, God, look, I'm looking at all the things that you have done for me." And then he says in verse 6, "I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land." Isn't this awesome? Now David comes, and when his mind gets renewed, when he starts thinking of what God has done, then his soul starts thirsting for God, like a land that is thirsty for rain. Verse 7, "Answer me speedily, O Lord, my spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I be like those who go down into the pit." And David says, I don't want to be in a pit. I don't want to be in this place of depression. And he calls out to God and he says, "God, hear me. Hear my call today." Verse 8, he says, "Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning." Cause me to hear your voice, Lord. He says, "For in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you." And this is the answer, and this is what is so awesome, is at this stage when he is so down and out, he turns his face to God and he says, "Lord, I look up to you. I turn my face to you. I trust you." He says to God, "Lord, I trust you." Then he comes in verse 9, he says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter." Lord, in you I take shelter. My answer is in you. It's not in anything else, but in you. Even though I was feeling depressed, even though I was feeling down, when I changed my thoughts and I started thinking on you, Lord, and what you did for me, when I turned my face to you, then I realized, but God, I trust you, and I know that you will take me out of this. Verse 10, he says, "Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness." Isn't this awesome? Where in the beginning of this psalm he's down, he's talking about this place of depression, and then he comes and he changes his mind and he realizes, but my answer is only in one place, and that is with God. Then he says in verse 11, he says, "Revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake, for your righteousness' sake. Bring my soul out of trouble. In your mercy, cut off my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul, for I am your servant." Isn't this awesome? And when I think on this psalm, I just realize that this is the place where we should be when we have come to a place where we don't know which way to go anymore. We are depressed, we are feeling down. If we read this psalm, we realize this is the answer. This is what David did. He changed his thoughts, and he turned his focus to God, and he realized that is where his answer is.